The Rap Roundtable.
Yes, sir. The Rap Roundtable returns with another episode of the Lunch Hour. It's your boy Jav here, alongside Sincere the Rap Snob, alongside the homie Mace. Deanie's on the clock right now, making that bread, so he couldn't join us for this lunch hour. You know how that goes. We got bosses. Like we tell y'all all the time, don't get fired. Deanie's not trying to get fired, so he couldn't make this lunch hour. But, you know, another couple of weeks passed, and it's another chapter of the homie Nas being outside yet again. Now we're on soundtracks. We got the random link up with homie with Nigwe, what's his name? Weegwe. I almost died saying his name a couple weeks ago.
Don't ask me.
Right.
Toby
Weegwe, I think was his name. And now he's on the Metro Boomin presents the Spider-Verse soundtrack. Kind of dope. It's interesting because I think Hit Boy, like a couple of months ago when he dropped his album, he was talking about Metro is one of the producers that he was calling out as far as doing some things that's not inside of his comfort zone. Lo and behold, we get Nas Escobar on a Metro beat. So I don't know, was it deliberate? Was it intentional? Was this always happening? Who knows?
Yeah.
But the placement of it on this project makes you wonder if Metro was like, oh, word, yo, Nas, come out for this real quick. But Sincere the Rap Snob, talk to us, man. What do you think about this record right here?
Yeah, thank you for that alley-oop lob. Because one of the first things that I found interesting is that when I first heard about this collaboration for this project, for this soundtrack, I thought naturally Nas would, seeing as how it was a whole Metro Boomin project, I thought Nas would naturally meet Metro Boomin sound-wise,
right,
where he's at. You know what I mean? And I found it super interesting upon hearing it that it was the other way around. Metro Boomin got in his boom bap bag and gave Nas some boom bap. And, you know, to your point, it might have been somewhat of a response to Hit Boy calling him out, like, you know, some time ago. As far as the record itself, it was cool. And I definitely like the second half where the beat changed. I like the beat change after that with the slightly heavier drums, more so than the first half of the record. Honestly, to me, and to your point again, the way I saw the Twitter announcement happen, it felt like it was like a last minute addition, like the project was kind of already done, and and you know he probably like hit up Nas. It was like, or one of them hit one of them up and was like, yo, let me get on the project or whatever. And you know, then it happened. So it kind of did feel like it was like a last minute kind of addition type of thing. So it wasn't like a very long fleshed out song. It was short. I wish it could have been longer, especially with that second half of the song. You know, but I dug it. I appreciate Nas being on such a high profile project. And yeah, shouts to Nas, man. Shouts to Nas, still making moves. He's on that Sprite commercial. He's on top of Optimus Prime in that video. It's crazy. It's crazy for Nas right now. Just more dope moves.
Talk to me, Mace.
Apparently we three niggas that love drama and problems, because I also thought the same exact thing.
Yeah. As
soon as I heard this joint. I was like, okay, Metro, like this is clearly like the shot to Hit Boy. Metro and Nas, do they have history? Am I tripping? Like, this is not a thing that's ever happened before until this, right? So I think it's a clear, like, okay, Hit, like, you got your lane, but I can really bring Nas into the forefront if I get with him. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's a wow. You know, it's a shot between them. You know what I mean? I feel like it's very interesting, and I'm kind of here for that, to be honest. But you know, the content of the song, it's a movie soundtrack song for a Spider-Man movie. You know what I'm saying? I don't think anybody's really going to like spin that back. The concept works within the soundtrack. It works. You know what I mean? It's Nas, it's Metro. You know what I mean? So it's not whack per se, but it's not something that I'm like, oh, okay, this blew me away. It's like it's a kids movie soundtrack song. You know what I mean? Like, right. And it's very conceptual. It's not like he just gave a joint to them and they threw it on the soundtrack. It's a concept joint about the movie. You know what I'm saying? So it's not some song that blew me away, But I'm hoping it leads to something down the future with more Nas and Metro. I think that's very intriguing. I think the fact that Nas is just popping out on movie soundtracks and you know what I mean. You see him on fucking yachts with Hit Boy with IG models and shit. I'm like, Nas is really outside, bro. Like,
it's a good time for Nas, man.
Hit really got Nas outside. Like, I'm sorry, Primo, he ain't coming back, bro. Like,
he said it might still happen.
He looking like he having. I'll ride and chill with Hit personally. I ain't gonna lie to you, but so shouts to Nas, man. It's seeing our legends. You know what I mean? Dudes that's out in the early '90s. Tragedy is befalling so many. Obviously, Tupac and Biggie are the big ones, but so many stories of artists that didn't get their just due and weren't able to get the money and enjoy the fruits of their labor. So seeing Nas be outside like this in 2023, it's a dope thing. And he's still relevant enough, 21, to have the two biggest producers in the game using him as subliminals between each other. So shouts to Nas, bro.
I mean, it kind of speaks to like where rap has gone, as far as before, it was the artists who would use certain people as vehicles in little warfare. And now we're seeing producers who have kind of come to the forefront in the last, I want to say 10 or 15 years, as being like the number one vehicle as far as rap. Like, I know a lot of people might not agree with that, or they're not okay with it, but rap is really powered, especially popular rap, maybe not underground rap, but popular rap is powered by the producers. You know what I mean? The soundscapes. You know what I mean? So it's interesting to watch producers, not to say use Nas, but in a way, have Nas be the vehicle to prove a point. We love the competition. You know what I mean? Because Metro, you go back to Heroes and Villains, he's clearly trying to veer away from that trap sound that he's mastered, that he made kind of popular with alongside a few others, of course, Zaytoven, and to name a couple of other guys. I can't remember everybody right now, but Metro was the guy who came through that crowd, kind of like when we had the whole argument about Kanye and Big and Just Blaze. Like, one guy came, it was a lot of them doing it, but one guy rose above the rest. Like, to me, of that sound, he's the Kanye as far as he leveled the sound up and decided, let me do something else. Because I can make loops all day. I can make trap all day, but let me try to challenge myself sonically. And I think we're watching in real time Metro trying to challenge himself. We go back to Heroes and Villains, what that sounded like, what we thought it would be and what it ended up being. To me, this is like sonically the natural progression from Heroes and Villains. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But when you come to this Nas record, not what I expected. I got like Sin kind of nailed it. As far as the sonics, I was expecting some trap drums, because I went there first. I didn't even play the whole tape. So let me go to the Nas joint. Right. And it's like, I was like, oh, it's not like ultra boom bap, but it's definitely like, the best way I could compare it to is kind of like when we was listening to all the hard shit in the 90s, and then Timbaland and fucking Neptune showed up and they put their own twist on what boom bap was. And it was like Metro, so I can do boom bap hit. And I'm gonna show you how a Metro sounding boom bap would be like. And selfishly, this has nothing to do with the review, but if this is what the beat sounds like, Benny, get on the phone with Metro, because I've been talking about this for a year and a half now.
All right.
Get on the phone, yo, my nigga. Like, because the beat is tough, and then once you listen to it within the flow of the tape, it's almost like the perfect credit song, the end credits. Right. You know what I mean? Like, it's clearly the show closer, and it was curated in a way just to give you just enough. It almost felt like a teaser too, like a little post-credit scene. Like, oh, I might have a whole joint. Maybe we'll do a Metro and Esco EP down the road, and this is just a little taste, nigga. Since you want to talk shit, you know what I mean?
Or maybe they just get on the phone and Metro becomes part of the next KD series. You know what I mean? Maybe. Because I mean, they could curate as many as they want, but why not bring in a couple of guys for a little sprinkling, just like how Hit Boy worked with Alchemist. Probably do a little Hit Boy Metro beat switch situation with Nas rhyming. That'd be fire. I guess I'm gonna cause a little bit of an issue. I think this was also a business decision as far as putting Nas on the project, because it says Metro Boomin presents Across the Spider-Verse. That movie takes place in what city, y'all? New York.
Right. You look at this project. This is an Atlanta project for the most part. Boogie made the cut, and I'm wondering if somebody up top was like, "This movie takes place in New York, and we're making an Atlanta album. Let's go get Nas. Let's go get Nas."
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Which is why I'm saying, like, it really felt like no, but it's an interesting theory, but it's a theory that's kind of it's plausible because, like, again, it felt like at the last minute, oh, chill, now let's get Nas on this project for whatever reason, you know what I mean? And that might have been like part of the
Peter Park is from Queens, right? Where's Miles?
Queens,
we remember.
Queens,
yeah.
Let's get the money. So you know, let's get the Queens rapper there. Let's not piss off New York too bad. You know what I mean? 'Cause there's a lot of options. We could have got some young New Yorkers on there. Nah, you know what I'm saying? They don't want no drill rappers. All right, that's fair. That's fair.
So Nas the hottest in New York right now?
I mean,
the hottest in New York
by far. Who else is there?
Let's talk about it.
Griselda don't fit the aesthetic for that. You know what I mean?
Nah.
Yo, and I almost feel like that the first half beat, it had like a weird time signature. It had like that really slow that slow BPM. I was like, yo, this sounds more like some Griselda shit. And like, I really wish they would stop giving Nas the Griselda BPM beats because that's never been his bag, bro. Like 70 BPMs, 72 BPM, like that's never been. Give him like 80, 84 and up, 84 BPMs and up, right? Like that. The second half of the beat definitely fit his bag a lot better, and I wish it would have been a little bit longer.
I agree. Like to use a basketball reference, like Nas is that team that doesn't like to fast break, but they not a half court team. They're a secondary break team. They'll catch you while your defense is setting up and run some offense again. Like when Golden State is in the half court, to me, Nas is at his best when you watch a Golden State half court offense. It's still quick, but it's not fast. Right. But if you try to make him slow down, that's not his bag. It's
not D'Antoni shit.
Nah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Same with the modern rappers. Kendrick Lamar and his cousin Baby Keem are at it again. You know, more quirky vibes, more bars. You know, before
is that what we're calling it? Quirky?
That's what it looked like to me.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny? To go a little aside, the homie Al. He had a few words about it. All he said was like, yo, it's not really my vibe. Like that.
Word.
And I'm like, what does that mean? Like,
what did he say? Hold on.
Like, he just said, yeah, it's not really my vibe. LMAO. I'll just leave it at that. And I'm like, what does that mean? And I guess I don't know, maybe it's too quirky.
He can't wear his big hats with it, so he can't have brunch with that shit.
Oh man,
Al, I'm gonna talk shit till you come on the show, bro. So you know what I mean? Fuck that.
Yeah.
Nah, but see, that's you can have at it, bro. I'm gonna sit over there.
Go ahead, sis. How you feel about it?
Yeah, so you know, Kendrick and Keem dropped this little Lucy in video form only, apparently, because I've been looking at it for it on DSPs and I still haven't seen it. I finally found a Kendrick song that I didn't like. But it's not this one. It was the Beyonce joint, right? This one I kind of fucks with. And I thought, you know, people keep saying, oh, you know, after, you know, Mr. Morale and then the Beyonce joint and now this, like, he's really falling off. I don't see it that way. I didn't like the Beyonce joint, but this is, another uptick in the right direction for me. A lot of people are obviously going to call it, you know, like they're going to compare it to Sticky, right? The Drake song. There's a lot of similarities between, you know, sonically this song and the Drake song. But I mean, to be honest, I've listened to them side by side. I like this one more. I think it's got more bop. I think it's got more swing to it. I think it's got more
Big
pocket.
Surprise. Like,
I think Kendrick raps better than Drake. So, you know, it is what it is. So I fucks with it. It's not Family Ties. It's definitely not no Family Ties shit. Family Ties, I think, clears this by a good margin. So I'm not gonna say that it's like it's incredible, it's super fire, anything like that. It ain't no classic song, but it's a nice little, you know, chill Lucy to throw out there just to, you know, wet the palate, so to speak. And I fucks with it. None more, none less.
Go ahead, Mace.
the mid steps on, bro. Like, what can I say? Like, this joint, man, like, it's weak, son. Like, I ain't gonna lie.
How
to
is
you,
it
man.
weak?
Like,
What's weak about it,
man? Like, it's not good. Like, I don't want to hear it. I didn't know that it was not on DSPs because I didn't even search for it after I watched the video, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I also thought that, because just like you said, this and the sticky beat are similar. And, as a person who didn't even like, honestly, Nevermind, like, I understand what you're saying. Like, Kendrick raps better on this than Sticky, but the vibes that the song are trying to give, Sticky gives it better than this. You know what I mean? It seemed like this is trying to be like a cool, like, swag joint. And Kendrick, like, on here gets like the old uncle in the club vibes, bro. Like, he don't even seem right on this joint. I'm not even gonna lie. Like,
see, I don't.
He does, he like.
But that's
I
honestly,
get
I
Kendrick's
almost
trying to go with when Kendrick usually is with Keem, I see where he's trying to go with it. He's trying to flex his creativity. He's trying to get outside of the box that people have him in as a, solo artist, but he just doesn't do it well here. This joint is like, it's wax, and like, I don't like it, bro.
It's not.
Yeah.
Whack. It's not whack. It's not incredible, but it's not whack.
It's mid.
It's cool. It's, I fucked with it. I throw it on and bop to it.
I don't really know what to say. You see on him fiddling with my hat. I'm just really confused right now. First and foremost, there's no question about if Kendrick is falling off, because statistically, the video is almost at like 5 million views in 3 days. You know what I mean? So the need and the want for Kendrick is absolutely there, right? We can agree to that.
Right.
For sure.
I don't know what the fuck to make of this song. Like, y'all talked about what it sounds like and what it reminds you of. I'm perplexed. You know what I mean?
I think that's the point. I honestly think that's the point.
Yo, you would say anything for Kendrick, bro. You would throw your
no. Because look,
Kendrick.
No, what I'm saying is when I saw the video, when I saw the video, it seemed like the purpose of it was to be left field for being left field's sake.
Well, that's what I was gonna say.
Right.
The visuals give me definitely, like, this would have fell in line with all them leaders and Tribe Called Quest videos from when we were kids. Like, the vibe of it, the picture quality looks real low quality 90s video. The off center editing and post, everything reminds me. This could have fell right in line with that whole movement, like the whole native tongues visual aesthetic, like all them niggas, like it just falls in line with that. The vibe of it kind of falls in line with that. It kind of seems like Kendrick is starting to lean into that, like writing outside of the lines kind of vibe. You know what I mean? Like, he's definitely leaning over there. If you go back to Mr. Mid and the Mid-Steppers, like, it started there and he's continuing there. Now that he's out of that TDE umbrella and he doesn't have a person telling him what direction to go sonically for the greater good of their business, he can do whatever the fuck he wants to PG Lang. And I think he wants to color outside of the lines. I think he wants to be abstract. And I think each outing, even when he first came back and he was smoking on top fives, like, this whole thing, he's been on a journey towards coloring outside the lines and being on his 3 stacks, being on his quirky, being on his off-center shit. And it's not whack. Like, I don't agree with Mace. It's not whack. But it's like going to a restaurant. Shout out to Dini. It's like if you like a certain kind of food and then you try to step outside of your comfort zone and you don't like the food, that don't mean that the food was whack. It just means that it's not for you. And I don't think this is some shit. Mace is not listening to this. I don't think this is something you listen to on your day-to-day. I agree. I would say it's the same for me. I'm not probably gonna go back to this song, but I might. I don't know. But I know right now it's not a bad song. It's not what I want from Kendrick, and it's just not what I want right now. The rapping is there, you know what I mean? But I take it a step further. Like, honestly, I don't like Baby Keem. I hate his voice. I hate his face. I hate his flow. I don't like nothing about Baby Keem. I don't like nothing about this nigga. Like I personally, me, I just want to hear Kendrick rap. Even if I don't know if I like the song or not, I would have rather heard Kendrick rap for 3 minutes straight than listen to Keem. I can't stand. I don't know what the fuck is the appeal. What is why?
I didn't like Keem. Oh, I'm sorry. I did like Keem on Family Ties. I didn't like him that much on this song. It's a hit or miss for me with Keem.
I agree. Because when those Kendrick references for Keem songs dropped, Kendrick sounded better than Keem on them. I was like, Kendrick could have just dropped this himself.
On this song in particular, every time Keem begins to rap, the song takes a dip. It nosedives. Not dip. It does this. And then Kendrick raps, and then it goes back up. Like, I don't see the appeal. Maybe somebody in the chat could tell me some shit. Maybe we'll come across some new Kendrick fans with this shit, and they could tell me what the appeal is. I'm willing to change my mind. I'm not coming here to pan him and bash Baby Keem, but I need somebody to tell me why I should like Baby Keem, because I don't see the vision.
Don't do us like you did us with Jig, guys.
Word.
I mean, I have if it's me, I think it's not to say that I'm a Keem fan, but like just looking at it from the outside in, he's probably the one that brings the quirky vibes into the mix.
Shit.
You know what I mean? So like if Kendrick is trying to think more outside of the box, he's probably looking to Keem, for a little bit of youthful energy and a little bit more of outside the box energy. You know what I mean? So that's probably why I feel like, they're collaborating so much.
Fair play. Staying on the West Coast, sort of. Clark Kent, I know a couple weeks ago we was asking if Angie Martinez has like a podcast or show. And then lo and behold, after we asked, not to say that it wasn't already there, but it sure seems like we asked where it's at. And now it's all on our timelines. Like, she had another interview that we talked about recently. Now Clark Kent is on here. Was it Clark Kent? Was it on her show or was it on somebody else's show where he mentioned that the whole... It was on Angie's show.
Angie getting all the sound bites.
Because I know Clark Kent been outside recently. He was on another platform saying some shit. That might have been all the dialogue, actually. But he basically was saying that Tupac lost his life in the midst of the Biggie and Pac beef because of a lie perpetuated by Tupac. That's a topic that's floated around, and a lot of people, especially in the tri-state area, have said that, Pac lied. Shout out to Flex. And a lot of people feel like he's the reason why lives were lost in that beef. Clark Kent on this show, I guess all the dialogue and all the Pac fans getting so much love that people feel like they need to push back against it and point out that he brought on his own demise in their opinion. So for this situation, this is like a little bit of a debate. Jav is not in this one. I'm going to be the moderator. Sincere the Rap Snob is an avid Biggie Smalls fan. Tupac, Shakur, and Mace have a great relationship. Mace, avid Tupac fan. So these guys, we're going to let them slap box in the backyard. I'm going to be the moderator for this segment. So you know what? I'm going to allow the Pac fan to go first here and push back or not against what Clark Kent said as far as Pac's lies led to the demise of Biggie Smalls and himself.
So here, Clark Kent. I feel like I defended him in the last instance when he spoke about the Chronic, but I'm gonna have to push back against him for sure here. That's like a super narrow way and a super almost like biased way of putting it. Tupac's lies are the reason Biggie's dead. It's more like Tupac's miscalculations are one of the reasons that Biggie died. Yeah. You know what I mean? We have to remember, we speaking in 15 and 20 and 25 years. You know what I mean? So when people say so certainly like, oh no, he knew. Oh no. You know what I mean? When I remember as recently as becoming a hip hop fan that it was like, motherfuckers were still saying Tupac gonna come back and the government killed Tupac. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so is that one of the reasons Tupac being wrong that Biggie knew that he was gonna get set up? Yeah. That's one of the reasons that Biggie got pulled into it. But if you know, and I don't want to just
stop fucking tap dancing.
Throw that out there.
He said that Pac lied and Biggie died behind that. You tap dancing right now.
It's not a fact. You know what I mean? It's Puffy's fault, bro. It's Puffy's fault, man.
Okay,
if you want me to be honest with you.
So yes, you know that's what we want.
If you want me to be honest with you, it's Puffy's fault. Puffy's the one who elevated it on a street level between the death row camps when his man killed Suge's man in '95. When Pac was in jail, before the Vibe interview, before the Source shit. You know what I mean? This is how it first happened. You know what I mean? The issues between the Bad Boy and Death Row would increase because of the street elements, but that was on both sides. You know what I mean? Puffy and Biggie were in LA. Tupac died with the people who the streets knew killed Tupac. That's just bad business. As a businessman, why would you put your man out there like that? So to just say, hey, Tupac's lives, when Tupac was dead by the time Biggie died, that's a super biased way to put it. You know what I mean? And it's neglecting a lot of facts within the situation.
There you go, man. You was trying to be political. We want you to speak
Say that.
Sincere the rap snob.
Nah, fuck all that shit, bro.
Oh,
fuck all that shit. Fuck all that shit. Yeah, I mean, it's fairly myopic to just be like, you know, it's this one thing, and it was 100% this thing, right? But let's be real about it, man. Tupac escalated a beef that didn't need to happen and never had any foundation in any sort of truth. Cool. So like, I fucked with Clark Kent on this, and I'll mostly agree with him. Maybe not 100%. But yeah, man, like Tupac was playing, to me, Tupac was playing a role that he felt people wanted to see more of, right? Before the Death Row era, even like, around Juice era, and even before that, like Pac, his demeanor was completely different, bro. And then like all of a sudden, he starts, building this thug, gangster, tough guy persona, and people fucking start eating that shit up, and he starts feeding them more of that shit, and he just keeps escalating the shit to the point where it's like, yo, I'm gonna fabricate this beef with Biggie, and see where that goes, see where that takes me, see where that takes my career, see how how many people will buy into it and buy the music and buy the persona. Until it escalated to a point where they took our biggest star, man, like not just commercially but musically. Yeah, man, Mace has a point. There was other factors involved, but like the catalyst, I think, is Tupac escalating a beef that did not need to happen, right? And I would compare him to some artists of more recent memory, but I don't want to slander him. I don't want people to, feel like I'm slandering Pac, and I'm disrespecting him, comparing him to other, more, newer, more modern artists. But like, he definitely had an energy of instigating shit that did not need to be instigated, and it ended up costing both of their lives. So that's my take on it. I'll still, I bump Pac's music here and there. I'm not as big of a Pac fan as I am a Biggie fan, and that might feed into like my take on it. Musically, Pac was amazing, but like his that persona, from every account that I've heard, that persona was not him. You know what I mean? And then he ended up,
let's let Mace push back, because you're starting to repeat yourself. So let's get Mace back in there.
Nah, the whole persona thing, before Juice, he was one way, then he was after. You talking about, when he was 17, he was different than when he was 25. I agree. You know what I mean? Like, after, getting beat up by police and getting shot and robbed and all this fucked up shit happening to him, he acted different. You know what I mean? And that's just like, the story of Tupac is the tragic tale of letting this shit fuck you up. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's not like sometimes I feel like it can be put a certain way, but not in such an insulting way. Like, oh, he was a fake nigga and that's why he died. Nah, shit happened to him and he changed. You know what I mean? But as far as the Clark Kent aspect of it, you know what I mean? Like, it's way too complicated of a situation, you know what I mean? And as if you could imagine, all of this shit happened, Pac got shot, November 94 and he was dead by September 96. You know what I mean? So this is a very short time. This is, and he immediately went to jail after it. You know what I mean? So it's like, I feel like you saying, hey, Tupac lied when, according to his interviews, there was up to a certain point, he did say Biggie had something to do with it. After a certain point, I believe in the April 96 interviews, he stops implicating Biggie within the setup and just said, I didn't like how he was acting after I got locked up. And by all accounts, Pac got shot and locked up. Biggie never wrote him. Biggie never, he never, visited him. So if there's two things between people and it's never cleared up, yeah, one person is going to feel a certain way. And after he got out of jail and was given different information, he stopped implicating them in that way. So I think you also have to kind of, I think this whole, hey, Pac said Biggie set him up. Yeah, when he was in jail doing Vibe interviews, he did. When he got out of jail, he didn't say that anymore. You know what I mean? To be honest with you.
Sid, I know you got a rebuttal, Sid.
Wait. So a couple things. One, he didn't like how Biggie was acting when he was in jail because he didn't visit it, right? Like you literally just said, like, I set you, like I'm Biggie. You telling me I set you up when I know I didn't set you up, and you know that I didn't set you up, but you go into the media telling me I set you up, put me in a bad spot. I'm supposed to come visit you like a friend?
Because the people who shot me are literally your mans, bro. That's why, bro. Like that, we gotta get into it like that. Jimmy Henchman was in the studio with Puffy when he got shot, bro. Like, what are you talking about?
That sounds crazy to me. And on top of the fact that, like, if it is on some street shit, like why did he even run to the media talking about this? Like implicating people on some street shit. Like if it's street shit, handle it on some street shit. If you really that dude, handle it on some street shit. You're gonna run to the media putting other people in bad situations. Like handle that shit yourself, bro. That's how I see it.
Mm. Any final words, Mace?
I mean, this is a fundamental issue that me and Sin are always gonna be like opposed to. You know what I mean? This is like me and Sin's, EVT moment. What happened, Sin?
No, but also like what changed? You say in '96 he started implicating Biggie. So what changed?
He was giving different information. I have to assume. You know what I mean? When as far
so
as
he stopped
if you want to get
but
into,
he didn't say I was wrong though. He didn't say, "Nah, I fucked up. It wasn't Biggie. It was somebody else." He didn't flat out say that, right?
Nah, he did not say that, right. but he said that, hey, after all of it happened, your actions made me feel like you was acting funny, so that's why I got at you.
All right, chat. We're gonna let y'all duke this out in the fucking chat. Let us know who you with. Put Mace or Sin in the chat. If you're a Pac fan or a big fan, whatever the case may be, whose argument you felt like was the best representative of this debate. It was pretty good. It was good to be observant for a change and not say some shit to get niggas in trouble. But let's move on to the last, I want to say, topic before we get up out of here. We don't want niggas getting fired. More beef, but this seems like beef on a lesser scale. DJ Drama and Meek Mill have been having some issues on the internet. Over the last 6 months, there've been some podcast interviews with DJ Drama, and then what's homie's name? That was Quentin Miller, where the whole thing with Drake and Meek Mill was perpetuated by DJ Drama being in his feelings about a woman, right? Then this week, Meek Mill shows a screenshot of a conversation with DJ Drama. Drama's apparently mad at Meek for not taking care of him during his rollout. And then Meek kind of alludes to the fact that DJ Drama doing bad business was the reason for the Drake and Meek Mill beef. So now they're on the internet and they're going back and forth. I'll jump in here since you guys clicked the last segment. And I gotta say, based on everything Quentin Miller said, then just reading this text message where you like Drama's kind of tap dancing around Meek, like, yo, instead of saying, yo, Meek, I need you to do this tiny desk, lock it in. Why would you confirm? Because he confirmed Meek Mill's appearance on Tiny Desk without talking to Meek first.
Yeah.
Like, do y'all have that kind of relationship? And based on everything I've heard about this woman that led to a beef, DJ Drama might be corny. You know, that's the kind of vibe I'm walking away with this situation. I'm getting the vibe that DJ Drama, and I hate to do it to the light skins, but he's falling into the cliche of being a light skinned nigga. You got in your feelings about a girl and you move crazy. You cause millions of dollars in damages to one guy. Not even forget Meek and Drake, because they came out of that okay on the back end, right? Pause. Quentin Miller's whole career, his whole life trajectory changed because you got mad about a woman, bro. QM probably don't even, you know, I'm not God. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is everything has a path. If QM is getting to the bag and he's writing these songs and he's basically OVO QM, right?
Man.
He's not in that car. He's not in a wheelchair right now. He doesn't have metallic legs. And then you didn't even stand next. You did this shit, and then you kind of just threw him away. You discarded him as a human being. Then you doing this rollout. You moving crazy. You trying to get your shit right, and then you agreeing to shit for niggas who are lit niggas. Like Meek is not some dude who needs DJ Drama. So why would you do that? And then you say you angrily text messaging the dude. You ruined my rollout. And you do a lot of corny shit. So if you thought Meek was corny, why did you ask him to do Tiny DJ? Why are you sitting next to this? Yo, DJ Drama's corny, bro. I don't want to hear nothing else. Sin, you're usually a reasonable guy with these things. But DJ Drama's a nigga. He kind of reminds me of Judas, bro. And I'm starting to feel away. Because you around niggas you don't want to be around. And it don't come out until you get tight. You're fake.
Oh, man. Yeah, I didn't see... I only know like the recent end of this back and forth. I wasn't privy. I was gonna ask Mace for the whole backstory because I know he's tapped in. But yeah, no, I mean that might change my opinion on it. You know, the full history of their issues.
Yeah.
I know. I might side with you on this one, Job. Yeah.
My whole thing though is that because I gotta say, agreed, y'all. DJ Drama, corny antics, bro. Like you showing you really showed your cards since the whole beginning of the beat. If you want me to be honest, but if we gonna call Drama corny, we gotta call Meek corny too. Like Meek is definitely acting corny in this whole situation. Let's remember that those original tweets about Drake ghostwriting came out because he felt Drake was smacking Nicki, or at least trying to while he was with her. You know what I mean? So he was in his feelings as well. You know what I mean? Tweeting out, hey, he was fine with the ghostwriting until he was trying to, swim in something. But I'm gonna have to listen.
But to be fair, Drake was trying to swim in something before Meek got in the picture. He been trying to kill Nicki.
And Drake, we just was talking about Pac and Biggie. The Pac really fucked up with the faith shit. That's when everybody said, hey, we know this shit is done for this guy. So Drake, you need to stop having sex with niggas' wives, bro. That's a dangerous game, bro. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with this guy. You know what I mean?
Honestly, I think, look, if you have issues with people in the industry, that's cool. But like, to reiterate Mace's point, they might both just be corny in this situation.
Yeah.
And I think generally speaking, like, why are people still expecting to make friends in the industry? You know what I mean? Like, like you in the industry, you make business relationships and at most acquaintances. Right. Why are you getting angry at people on a personal level, on a friendship level? Like Meek is on Twitter talking about like, like people will fuck with you. They don't even like you. They don't have to like you, bro. They just need to make money with you.
Teenage girl, bro.
What is that, yo? Like they don't gotta like.
Talk about the grammar too. The no periods. It's rough.
Yo, bro.
They just gotta be able to make money with you, man. So like on the one end, yeah, like Drama was corny with all his antics, but on the other end, me kind of corny too, bro. Like the whole thing is corny.
Damn. But I wanna.
We just need some music, bro.
Yeah. Right. And Jov, like just like you said, one more time, we gotta give it up because the ultimate victim is Quentin Miller, bro. They did him dirty. They all chill with each other. And before this, Meek and Drama was trying to pretend like they was cool again. Y'all all cheese with each other in photos. Y'all all be on each other's albums. Y'all all, you know what I mean, like each other's posts on such and such. And y'all just left Quentin. You know what I mean? Shouts to Hit. He's still, you know, loyal to him. I know he still run with Dom Kennedy and a few of them. So shouts to them. But yo, y'all, that's going. When it's time to answer for your sins, that Quentin, the way y'all did Quentin is gonna be on that list. Maybe at the bottom because y'all some wild boys, but it's gonna be on the list.
Nah, the karma's nasty behind that. And when y'all both put it in that perspective, to even put as dudes at this level of the industry, especially Meek, who stood next to some very important people, to move like this with screenshotted conversations, we didn't need to know this happened. Y'all could have just argued, nigga. Y'all could have, again, go in the backyard, y'all got big mansions, and go slap box. You dig what I'm saying? Or have the argument, piece it up or don't piece it up. This was none of our business. We didn't need to see this. We don't need to see these angry rants because they're not new artists. In fact, as much as they like to act like they're young, everybody here is in the old guard of the current industry. Meek is in his mid-30s. I think Drama's close to 40. Like, this shit is low-grade behavior, bro. This is whack. You know what I mean? Yeah. So from that perspective, they both corny. You're right. You're absolutely right. And if women dictate energy like this for men, y'all gotta do better. I gotta do better. Stop hanging around niggas you don't fuck with too. Like that shit right. Like you'll never see me talking to anybody I don't fuck with like that. I'll stand over to the side. You know what I mean? It could be Sin's man, but I'm not talking to that nigga. That's not my man's. You feel me? Yeah. Like that shit whack. But anyway, we're gonna bring this lunch hour to a close. This was a great episode. I know the Tupac and Big debate is gonna stir up some shit. We know the Nas fans are gonna enjoy the Nas commentary, but if there's anything that we haven't talked about recently that you want us to cover, throw it in the chat, put it in the comment section. Let us know what you want us to cover so we can build upon that. And everybody who's pulling in, tapping in with us, we definitely appreciate y'all. You know, we've been in this down period of fucking news. Our views have progressively gone up. We got a nice little notification from YouTube that says, yo, y'all putting in a lot of work. The percentages is percenting right now. And we appreciate the viewers for that because without the viewers, there's nothing for us to talk about. We'll be talking to ourselves. You dig? Nice. But anyway, Sincere, take us home.
Yo, for the Rap Round Table, Jaw the point guard, Macito, voice of the young people and the industry. I am Sincere, the rap snob. I make beats, holla at me. You hear that beat in the background playing right now. That's always me. Shout out to Dean who couldn't make it out to this one, but he'll be back for the live on Monday. I'm sure of it. Yeah, for the Rap Round Table, we out of here.
Yes, sir.
Peace.